Good morning. Like I just got a bunch of messages. That's weird. Um, happy Friday. I can't believe it's Friday already. I can't believe it's March, guys. It is March, and I am so surprised. I'm sorry I got on a little bit later today. I feel like I was getting ready, and I was like, I'm just going to jump on before I finish getting ready. Hello, welcome. I am in the Psalms today. I will be reading 46, and I think I'm going all the way to 69. I think that's where it is. Good morning. How is everybody doing today? Sorry, I was like, I'm changing the settings because last time I got a bunch of, I was getting like the invitations to go live, and that always messes me up. Good morning. I'm like, oh, and then I have to like remember. I always forget to turn that off because I think some people just randomly, you know, post like they go live and they're like, oh, let's go live with these people. I still haven't been able to do that. I always get nervous because everybody, I feel like everybody who does those kind of things, everybody has their own personality, and sometimes I get nervous to be with different personalities or different things that you can get kicked off of TikTok for if you do live, and so I'm always very cautious of letting people do like the dual lives, or I haven't done like those battles in a long time, which I do want to do, but it has to be somebody that doesn't do something against the TikTok rules, because I do not want to get kicked off of a live. But today, thank you for the follow. Today I'm reading Psalm 46, and then I'm just going to continue until I think it's 69. My reading for today. So I hope you guys enjoy. I hope you're having a good day and that you'll have this wonderful weekend. Hopefully it's going to be sunny this weekend because it's been very rainy over here in California. It is 9:12 in California, Southern California. I'd love to know where you guys are all watching from. Just go ahead and put it in the comments. I'll respond to your comments and your... Sometimes I do questions in between the chapters so that way I can put this on YouTube. I put my unedited lives there. I think I have all the way up to Leviticus right now. But Tustin, Arizona. I heard you guys got snow. Tucson, Arizona. I don't know why I said Tustin. Tucson. I heard that they had snow yesterday, or maybe the day before yesterday. Because California's been having some random snow spots, little flurries and little like patches here and there. Psalm 46, to the chief musician, a psalm of the sons of Korah, a song for Alamath. God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. Therefore we will not fear, even though the earth be removed, and though the mountains be carried into the midst of the sea. Though its waters roar and be troubled, though the mountains shake with its swelling, Selah. There is a river whose streams shall make glad the city of God, the holy place of the tabernacle of the Most High. God is in the midst of her. She shall not be moved. God shall help her just as the break of dawn. The nations rage, the kingdoms were moved. He uttered his voice, the earth melted. The Lord of hosts is with us. The God of Jacob is our refuge. Selah. Come, behold the works of the Lord, who has made desolations in the earth. He makes wars cease to the end of the earth. He breaks the bow and cuts the spear in two. He burns the chariot in fire. Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted in the earth. The Lord of hosts is with us. The God of Jacob is our refuge. Selah. Oh, you got 1 inch of snow. That's awesome. Athens, Georgia. Hello, Georgia. I love Georgia. It's probably like one of my favorite states. I like California and I really like, well, Atlanta. I've been to Atlanta and I think it was like Buckhead and something with the M, but I can't remember the name of it. Psalm 47, to the chief musician, a psalm of the sons of Korah. Oh, clap your hands, all you peoples, shout to the Lord with the voice of triumph. For the Lord Most High is awesome. He is a great king over all the earth. He will subdue the peoples under us, and the nations under our feet. He will choose our inheritance for us, the excellence of Jacob, whom he loves. Selah. God has gone up with a shout, the Lord with a sound of a trumpet. Sing praises to God, sing praises to our King, sing praises. For God is the King of all the earth, sing praises with understanding. God reigns over the nations, God sits on his holy throne. The princes of the people have gathered together, the people of God, of the God of Abraham. For the shields of the earth belong to God, he is greatly exalted. Psalm 48. A song of the sons of Korah. Great is the Lord and greatly to be praised in the city of our God, in his holy mountain, beautiful in elevation. The joy of the whole earth is Mount Zion on the sides of the north, the city of the great King. God is in her palaces. He is known as her refuge. For behold, the kings assembled, they passed by together. They saw it, and so they marveled. They were troubled, and they hastened away. Fear took hold of them there, as a pain of a woman in birth pains, as when you break the ships of Tarshish with the east wind. As we have heard, so we have seen. In the city of the Lord of hosts, in the city of our God, God will establish it forever. Selah. We have thought, O God, on your loving kindness in the midst of your temple, according to your name, O God. So is your praise to the ends of the earth. Your right hand is full of righteousness. Let Mount Zion rejoice. Let the daughters of Judah be glad because of your judgments. Walk about Zion and go all around her. Count her towers. Mark well her bulwarks. Consider her palaces, that you may tell it to the generation following. For this is God, our God forever and ever. He will be our guide, even to death. Psalm 49, to the chief musician, a psalm of the sons of Korah. Hear this, all peoples, give ear, all inhabitants of the world, both low and high, rich and poor. Together my mouth shall speak wisdom, and the meditation of my heart shall give understanding. I will incline my ear to a proverb. I will disclose my dark saying on the harp. Why should I fear in the days of evil, when the iniquity at my heels surround me? Those who trust in their wealth and boast in the multitude of their riches, none of them can by any means redeem his brother, nor give to God a ransom for him. For the redemption of their souls is costly, and it shall cease forever, that it should continue to live eternally, and not see the pit. For he sees wise men die, likewise the fools, and the senseless person perish, and leave their wealth to others. Their inner thoughts is that their houses will last forever, their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names. Nevertheless, man, though in honor, does not remain. He is like the beasts that perish. This is the way of those who are foolish, and of their posterity who approve their saying, Selah. Like sheep they are laid in the grave. Death shall feed on them. The upright shall have dominion over them in the morning, and their beauty shall be consumed in the grave, far from their dwelling. But God will redeem my soul from the power of the grave, for he shall receive me, Selah. Do not be afraid when one becomes rich, when the glory of his house is increased. For when he dies, he shall carry nothing away. His glory shall not descend after him. Though while he lives, he blesses himself. For men will praise you when you do well for yourselves. He shall go to the generation of his fathers. They shall never see light. A man who is in honor yet does not understand is like the beast that perishes. Thank you for the follow. Chapter 50, a psalm of Asaph, the mighty one. The mighty one, God the Lord, has spoken and called the earth from the rising of the sun to its going down. Out of Zion, the perfection of beauty, God will shine forth. Our God shall come and shall not keep silent. A fire shall devour before him, and it shall be very tempestuous all around him. He shall call to the heavens from above and to the earth, that he may judge his people. Gather my saints together to me, those who have made a covenant with me by sacrifice. Let the heavens declare his righteousness, for God himself is judge. Selah. Hear, O my people, and I will speak, O Israel, and I will testify against you. I am God, your God. I will not rebuke you for sacrifices or your burnt offerings, which are continually before me. I will not take a bull from your house, nor goats of your folds. For every beast of the forest is mine, and the cattle on 1,000 hills. I know all the birds of the mountain, and the wild beasts of the field are mine. If I were hungry, I will not tell you, for the world is mine, and all its fullness. Will I eat the flesh of bulls, or drink the blood of goats? Offer to God thanksgiving, and pay your vow to the Most High. Call upon me in the day of trouble, and I will deliver you, and you shall glorify me. But to the wicked God says, what right has you to declare my statutes or take my covenant in your mouth, seeing you hate instruction and cast my words behind you? When you saw a thief, you consented with him, and have been a partaker with adulterers. You give your mouth to evil, and your tongue frames deceit. You sit and speak against your brother. You slander your own mother's son. These things you have done, and I keep silent. You thought that I was altogether like you, but I will rebuke you and set them in order before your eyes. Now consider this, you forget God, lest I tear you in pieces, and there be none to deliver you. Whoever offers praise glorifies me, and to him who orders his conduct aright, I will show the salvation of God. Blessings to you, Carlos. Psalm 51, to the chief musician, a psalm of David when Nathan the prophet went to him after he had got into Bathsheba. Have mercy upon me, O God, according to your loving kindness, according to the multitude of your tender mercies. Blot out my transgression, wash me thoroughly from my iniquity, and cleanse me from my sin. For I acknowledge my transgression, and my sin is always before me. Against you only have I sinned, and done this evil in your sight, that you may be found just when you speak, and blameless when you judge. Behold, I was brought forth in iniquity, and in my sin my mother conceived me. Behold, you desire truth in the inward parts, and in the hidden parts you will make me to know wisdom. Purge me with hyssop, and I shall be clean. Wash me, and I shall be whiter than snow. Make me hear joy and gladness, that the bones you have broken may rejoice. Hide your face from my sins, and blot out my iniquities. Create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew a steadfast spirit within me. Do not cast me away from your presence, and do not take your Holy Spirit from me. Restore to me the joy of your salvation, and uphold me by your generous spirit. Then I will teach transgressors your ways, and sinners shall be converted to you. Deliver me from the guilt of bloodshed, O God, the God of my salvation, and my tongue shall sing aloud of your righteousness. O Lord, open my lips, and my mouth shall show forth your praise. For you do not desire sacrifice, or else I would give it. You do not delight in burnt offerings. The sacrifices of God are a broken spirit, a broken and contrite heart. These, O God, you will not displease. Do good in your good pleasure to Zion. Build the walls of Jerusalem. Then you shall be pleased with the sacrifices of righteousness, with burnt offerings and whole burnt offerings. Then they shall offer bulls on your altar. Psalm 52, to the chief musician, a contemplation of David when Doeg the Edomite, went and told Saul and said to him, David has gone to the house of Ahimelech. Why do you boast in evil, O mighty man? The goodness of God endures continually. Your tongue devises destruction like a sharp razor, working deceitfully. You love evil more than good, lying rather than speaking righteousness, Selah. You love all devouring words, you deceitful tongue. God shall likewise destroy you forever. He shall take you away and pluck you out of your dwelling place, and uproot you from the land of the living, Selah. The righteous also shall see and fear, and shall laugh at him, saying, Here is the man who did not make God his strength, but trusted in the abundance of his riches, and strengthened himself in his wickedness. But I am like a green olive tree in the house of God. I trust in the mercy of God forever and ever. I will praise you forever, because you have done it. And in the presence of your saints I will wait on your name, for it is good. Psalm 53, to the chief musician set to Mahalath, a contemplation of David. The fool has said in his heart, There is no God. They are corrupt, and have done abominable iniquity. There is none who does good. God looks down from heaven upon the children of men, to see if there are any who understand, who seek God. Every one of them have turned aside. They have together become corrupt. There is none who does good, no, not one. Have the workers of iniquity no knowledge? Have the workers of iniquity no knowledge, who eat up my people as they eat bread, and do not call upon God? There they are in great fear, where no fear was, for God has scattered the bones of him who encamps against you. You have put them to shame, because God has despised them. Oh, that salvation of Israel would come out of Zion. When God brings back the captivity of his people, let Jacob rejoice and Israel be glad. Psalm 54, to the chief musician with string instruments, a contemplation of David, when the Ziphites went and said to Saul, Is David not hiding with us? Save me, O God, by your name, and vindicate me by your strength. Hear my prayer, O God, give ear to the words of my mouth. For strangers have risen up against me, and oppressors have sought after my life. They have not set God before them. Selah. Behold, God is my helper. The Lord is with those who uphold my life. He will repay my enemies for their evil, cut them off in your truth. I will freely sacrifice to you. I will praise your name, O Lord, for it is good. For he has delivered me out of all trouble, and my eye has seen its desire upon my enemies. Psalm 55, to the chief musician with string instruments, a contemplation of David. Give ear to my prayer, O God, and do not hide yourself from my supplication. Attend to me and hear me. I am restless in my complaint and moan noisily because of the voice of my enemy, because of the oppression of the wicked. For they bring down trouble upon me, and in wrath they hate me. My heart is severely pained within me, and the terrors of death have fallen upon me. Fearfulness and trembling have come upon me, and horror has overwhelmed me. So I said, Oh, that I have wings like a dove! I would fly away and be at rest. Indeed, I would wander off and remain in the wilderness, Selah. I would hasten my escape from the windy storm and tempest. Destroy, O Lord, and divide their tongues. For I have seen violence and strife in the city. Day and night they go around in its walls. Iniquity and trouble are also in the midst of it. Destruction is in its midst. Oppression and deceit do not depart from its streets. For it is not an enemy who reproaches me, then I can bear it. Nor is it one who hates me, who has exalted himself against me, then I could hide from him. But it was you, a man, my equal, my companion, and my acquaintance. We took sweet counsel together, and walked to the house of God in the throng. Let death seize them, let them go down alive into hell, for wickedness is in their dwellings and among them. As for me, I will call upon God, and the Lord shall save me. Evening and morning and at noon I will pray and cry aloud, and he shall hear my voice. He has redeemed my soul in peace from the battle that was against me. For there were many against me. God will hear and afflict them, even he who abides from of old, Selah, because they do not change. Therefore they do not fear God. He has put forth his hand against those who were at peace with him. He has broken his covenant. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in their heart. His words were softer than oil, yet they were drawn swords. Yet they or drawn swords. Cast your burden on the Lord, and he shall sustain you. He shall never permit the righteous to be moved. But you, O God, shall bring them down to the pit of destruction. Bloodthirsty and deceitful men shall not live out half their days, but I will trust in you. Psalm 56. To the chief musician, set to the silent dove in distant lands, a michtam of David when the Philistines captured him in Gath. Be merciful to me, O God, for man would swallow me up. Fighting all day, he oppresses me. My enemies would hound me all day. For there are many who fight against me, O Most High. Whenever I am afraid, I will trust in you. In God I will praise his word. In God I have put my trust. I will not fear. What can flesh do to me? All day they twist my words. All their thoughts are against me for evil. They gather together, they hide, they mark my steps. When they lie in wait for my life, shall they escape by iniquity? In anger cast down the people, O God. You number my wanderings, put my tears into your bottle. Are they not in your book? When I cry out to you, then my enemies will turn back. This I know, because God is for me. In God I will praise his word. In the Lord I will praise his word. In God I have put my trust. I will not be afraid. What can man do to me? Vows made to you are binding upon me. O God, I will render praises to you. For you have delivered my soul from death. Have you not kept my feet from falling, that I may walk before God in the light of the living? Psalm 57. To the chief musician, set to do not destroy, a michtam of David when he fled from Saul into the cave. Be merciful to me, O God, be merciful to me. For my soul trusts in you, and in the shadow of your wings I will make my refuge, until these calamities have passed by. I will cry out to God Most High, to God who performs all things for me. He shall send from heaven and save me. He reproaches the one who will swallow me up. Selah, God shall send forth his mercy and his truth. My soul is among lions. I lie among the sons of men, who are set on fire, whose teeth are spears and arrows, and their tongue a sharp sword. Be exalted, O God, above the heavens. Let your glory be above all the earth. They have prepared a net for my steps. My soul is bowed down. They have dug a pit before me. Into the midst of it they themselves have fallen. Selah. My heart is steadfast, O God. My heart is steadfast. I will sing and give praise. Awake, my glory. Awake, lute and harp. I will awake in the dawn. I will praise you, O Lord, among the peoples. I will sing to you among the nations. For your mercy reaches unto the heavens, and your truth unto the clouds. Be exalted, O God, above the heavens. Let your glory be above all the earth. Psalm 58. To the chief musician, set to do not destroy, a michtam of David. Do you indeed speak righteousness, you silent ones? Do you judge upright, you sons of men? No, in heart you work wickedness. You weigh out the violence of your hands in the earth. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they are born, speaking lies. Their poison is like the poison of a serpent. They are like the deaf cobra that stops its ear, which will not heed the voice of charmers, charming ever so skillfully. Break their teeth in their mouth, O God. Break out the fangs of young lions, O Lord. Let them flow away as waters which run continually. When he bends his bow, let his arrows be cut as if cut in pieces. Let them be like a snail which melts away as it goes, like a stillborn child of a woman, that they may not see the sun. Before your pots can feel the burning thorns, he shall take them away as with a whirlwind, as in his living and burning wrath. The righteous shall rejoice when he sees the vengeance. He shall wash his feet in the blood of the wicked. So the men will say, surely there is a reward for the righteous. Surely he is God who judges in the earth. That's like intense, guys. I'm like reading this, I'm like, man, these are some very strong words. Break their teeth. It's pretty crazy, because sometimes we think, oh, the Psalms are so they're so, I don't want to say like joyful, but we think of like Psalms and they're pretty, and we imagine like David with a harp and playing, and then we have this psalm, and I was like, whoa, wash his feet in the blood of the wicked. That's just intense. I always think that's, I always miss out on these because I read them and I'll read through them. But some of the things that David says is like real, it's like real emotion, real feelings, and they're intense. But he always gives glory to God. He knows that God's in charge, and he doesn't have to take revenge on people. God's the one that is in charge, and he, vengeance is the Lord's. But I just think that was pretty intense. Chapter 59. To the chief musician set to do not destroy a midshipman of David, when Saul sent men, and they watched the house in order to kill him. Deliver me from my enemies, O my God. Defend me from those who rise up against me. Deliver me from the workers of iniquity, and save me from bloodthirsty men. For look, they lie in wait for my life. The mighty gather against me. Not for my transgression, nor for my sin. O Lord, they run and prepare themselves through no fault of mine. Awake to help, and behold, you therefore, O Lord, God of hosts, the God of Israel, awake to punish all the nations. Do not be merciful to any wicked transgressor. Selah. At evening they return, they growl like a dog, and go all around the city. Indeed, they belch with their mouth. Swords are in their lips, for they say, who hears? But you, O Lord, shall laugh at them. You shall have all the nations in derision. I will wait for you, O you his strength, for God is my defense. My God of mercy shall come to me, meet me. God shall let me see my desire on my enemies. Do not slay them, lest my people forget. Scatter them by your power, and bring them down, O Lord our shield. For the sin of their mouth and the words of their lips, let them even be taken in their pride. And for the cursing and lying which they speak, consume them in wrath, and consume them that they may not be. And let them know that God rules in Jacob to the ends of the earth, Selah. And at evening they return, they growl like a dog, and go all around the city. They wander up and down for food, and howl if they are not satisfied. But I will sing of your power. Yes, I will sing aloud of your mercy in the morning. For you have been my defense and refuge in the day of my trouble. To you, O my strength, I will sing praises, for God is my defense, my God of mercy. Chapter 60. To the chief musician set to Lily of the Testimony, a midshipman of David, for teaching, when he fought against Mesopotamia and Syria of Zobah, and Joab returned and killed 12,000 Edomites in the valley of Salt. O God, you have cast us off, you have broken us down, you have been displeased. O restore us again. You have made the earth tremble, you have broken it. Heal its breaches, for it is shaking. You have shown your people hard things, you have made us drink the wine of confusion. You have given a banner to those who fear you, that it may be displeased because of the truth, Selah, that your beloved may be delivered. Save with your right hand and hear me. God has spoken in his holiness. I will rejoice. I will divide Shechem and measure out the valley of Succoth. Gilead is mine and Manasseh is mine. Ephraim also is the helmet for my head. Judah is my lawgiver. Moab is my washpot. Over Edom I will cast my shoe. Philistia shall shout in triumph because of me. Who will bring me to the strong city? Who will lead me to Edom? Is it not you, O God, who cast us off? And you, O God, who did not go out with our armies? Give us help from trouble, for the help of man is useless. Through God, we will do valiantly, for it is he who shall tread down our enemies. Chapter 61. To the chief musician on string instruments, a psalm of David. Hear my cry, O God, attend to my prayer. From the end of the earth I will cry to you. When my heart is overwhelmed, lead me to the rock that is higher than I. For you have been a shelter for me, a strong tower from my enemy. I would abide in your tabernacle forever. I will trust in the shelter of your wings, Selah. For you, O God, have heard my vows. You have given me the heritage of those who fear your name. You have prolonged the king's life, his years as many generations. He shall abide before God forever. O prepare mercy and truth, which may preserve him. So I will sing praises to your name forever, that I may daily perform my vows. Chapter 62. To the chief musician, to Jethuim, a psalm of David. Truly, my soul silently waits for God. From him comes my salvation. He only is my rock and my salvation. He is my defense. I shall not be greatly moved. How long will you attack a man? You shall be slain, all of you, like a leaning wall and a tottering fence. They only consult to cast him down from his high position. They delight in lies. They bless with their mouth, but they curse inwardly. Selah. My soul waited silently for God alone, for my expectation is from him. He only is my rock and my salvation. He is my defense. I shall not be moved. And God is my salvation and my glory, the rock of my strength, and my refuge is in God. Trust in him at all times, you people. Pour out your heart before him. God is a refuge for us. Selah. Surely men of low degree are a vapor, men of high degree are a lie. If they are weighed on the scales, they are altogether lighter than vapor. Do not trust in oppression, nor vainly hope in robbery. If riches increase, do not set your heart on them. God has spoken once, twice I have heard this, that power belongs to God. Also to you, O Lord, belongs mercy, for you render to each one according to his works. Psalm 63. A psalm of David when he was in the wilderness of Judah. O God, you are my God. Early will I seek you. My soul thirsts for you. My flesh longs for you in a dry and thirsty land where there is no water. So I have looked for you in the sanctuary to see your power and your glory. Because your loving kindness is better than life, my lips shall praise you. Thus I will bless you while I live. I will lift up my hands in your name. My soul shall be satisfied as with marrow and fatness, and my mouth shall praise you with joyful lips. When I remember you on my bed, I meditate on you in the night watches, because you have been my help. Therefore in the shadow of your wings I will rejoice. My soul follows closely behind you. Your right hand upholds me. But those who seek my life to destroy it shall go into the lower parts of the earth. They shall fall by the sword. They shall be a portion for jackals. But the king shall rejoice in God. Everyone who swears by him shall glory. But the mouth of those who speak lies shall be stopped. Psalm 64. To the chief musician, a psalm of David. Hear my voice, O God, in my meditation. Preserve my life from fear of the enemy. Hide from me the secret plots of the wicked, from the rebellion of the workers of iniquity, who sharpen their tongue like a sword, and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the blameless. Suddenly they shoot at him and do not fear. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They talk of laying snares secretly. They say, who will see them? They devise iniquities. We have perfected a shrewd scheme. But the inward thought and the heart of man are deep. But God shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly they shall be wounded. So he will make them stumble over their own tongue. All who see them shall flee away. All men shall fear, and they shall declare the work of God. For they shall wisely consider his doing. The righteous shall be glad in the Lord and trust in them, and all the upright in heart shall glory. Women cannot be pastors. In the Bible, that's what it says. Preaching? It depends on what you mean by preaching. But no, the Bible is very clear, like to pastor a church and to that is definitely meant only for men. Psalm 65, to the chief musician, a psalm of David, a song. Praise is awaiting you, O God, in Zion, and to you the vow shall be performed, O you who hear prayer. To you all flesh will come, iniquities prevail against me. As for our transgression, you will provide atonement for them. Blessed is the man you choose and cause to approach you, that he may dwell in your courts. We shall be satisfied with the goodness of your house, of your holy temple. By awesome deeds in righteousness you will answer us, O God of our salvation. You who are the confidence of all the ends of the earth, and of the far-off seas, who established the mountains by his strength, Be clothed with power, you who still the noise of the sea, the noise of their waves, and the tumult of their peoples. They also who dwell in the farthest parts are afraid of your signs. You make the outgoings of the morning and evening rejoice. You visit the earth and water it. You greatly enrich it. The rivers of God is full of water. You provide their grain, for so you have prepared it. Your water is ridges abundantly. You set its furrows. You make it soft with showers. You bless its growth. You crown the year with your goodness, and your path drip with abundance. They drop on the pastures of the wilderness, and the little hills rejoice on every side. The pastures are clothed with flocks. The valleys are covered with grain. They shout for joy. They also sing. Psalm 66. To the chief musician, a psalm. Make a joyful shout to God, all the earth. Sing out the honor of his name. Make his praise glorious. Say to God, how awesome are your works. Through the greatness of your power, your enemies shall submit themselves to you. All the earth shall worship you and sing praises to your name. They shall sing praises to your name, Selah. Come and see the works of God. He is awesome in his doing towards the Son of Men. He turned the sea into dry land. They went through the river on foot. There we will rejoice in him. He rules by his power forever. His eyes observe the nations. Do not let the rebellious exalt themselves, Selah. O bless our God, you peoples, and make the voice of his praise to be heard, who keeps our soul among the living, and does not allow our feet to be moved. For you, O God, have tested us. You have refined us as silver is refined. You brought us into the net. You laid affliction on our backs. You have caused men to ride over our heads. We went through fire and through water, but you brought us out to rich fulfillment. I will go into your house with burnt offerings. I will pay your vows, which my lips have uttered, and my mouth has spoken when I was in trouble. I will offer your burnt sacrifices of fat animals with the sweet aroma of rams. I will offer bulls with goats, Selah. Come and hear, all you fear God, and I will declare what he has done for my soul. I cried to him with my mouth, and he was extolled with my tongue. If I regard iniquity in my heart, the Lord will not hear, but certainly God has heard me. He has attended to the voice of my prayer. Blessed be God, who has not turned away my prayer, nor his mercy from me. Psalm 67. To the chief musician, on string instruments, a song. God be merciful to us, and bless us, and cause his face to shine upon us, Selah, that your way may be known on earth, your salvation among all nations. Let the people praise you, O God, let the peoples praise you. O let the nations be glad and sing for joy, for you shall judge the people righteously, and govern the nations on earth, Selah. Let the peoples praise you, O God, let all the peoples praise you. Then the earth shall yield her increase. God, our own God, shall bless us. God shall bless us, and all the ends of the earth shall fear him. Psalm 68. To the chief musician, a psalm of David, a song. Let God arise, let his enemies be scattered. Let those who hate him flee before him. As smoke is driven away, so drive them away. As wax melts before the fire, so let the wicked perish at the presence of God. But let the righteous be glad. Let them rejoice before God. Yes, let them rejoice exceedingly. Sing to God, sing praises to his name. Extol him who rides on the clouds. By his name Yah, and rejoice before him. A father of the fatherless, a defender of widows, is God in his holy habitation. God sets the solitary in families. He brings out those who are bound into prosperity, but the rebellious dwell in a dry land. O God, when you went out before your people, when you marched through the wilderness, Selah, the earth shook. The heavens also dropped rain at the presence of God. Sinai itself was moved at the presence of God, the God of Israel. You, O God, sent a plentiful rain, whereby you confirmed your inheritance when it was weary. Your congregation dwelt in it. You, O God, provided from your goodness for the poor. The Lord gave the word. Great was the company of those who proclaim it. Kings of armies flee, they flee, and she who remains at home divides the spoil. Though you lie down among the sheepfolds, you will be like the wings of a dove. covered with silver, and her feathers with yellow gold. When the Almighty scatters kings in it, it was white as snow in Zalmon. A mountain of God is the mountain of Bashan. A mountain of many peaks is the mountain of Bashan. Why do you fume with envy, you mountains of many peaks? This is the mountain which God desires to dwell in. Yes, the Lord will dwell in it forever. The chariots of God are 20,000, even thousands of thousands. The Lord is among them, as in Sinai, in the holy place. You have ascended on high. You have led captivity captive. You have received gifts among men, even from the rebellious, that the Lord God may dwell there. Blessed be the Lord, who daily loads us with benefits, the God of our salvation, Selah. Our God is the God of salvation, and to God the Lord belongs escape from death. But God will wound the head of his enemies, the hairy scalp of one who still goes on in his trespasses. The Lord said, I will bring back from Bashan, I will bring them back from the depths of the sea, that your foot may crush them in blood, and the tongues of your dogs may have their portions from your enemies. They have seen your procession, O God, the procession of my God, my King, into the sanctuary. The singers went before, the players on instruments followed after. Among them were the maidens playing timbrels. Bless God in the congregations, the Lord from the fountain of Israel. There is little Benjamin, their leader, the princes of Judah and their company, the princes of Zebulun and the princes of Naphtali. Your God has commanded your strength. Strengthen, O God, what you have done for us. Because of your temple at Jerusalem, kings will bring presents to you. Rebuke the beast of the reeds, the herds of bulls with calves of people. To everyone submits himself with pieces of silver. Scatter the peoples who delight in war. Envoys will come out of Egypt. Ethiopia will quickly stretch out her hands to God. Sing, O God, you kingdoms of the earth. O sing praises to the Lord, to him who rides on the heaven of heavens, which were of old. Indeed, he sends out his voice, a mighty voice, ascribes strength to God. His excellence is over Israel, and his strength is in the clouds. O God, you are more awesome than your holy places. The God of Israel is he who gives strength and power to his people. Blessed be God. Psalm 69. To the chief musician, set to the lilies, a psalm of David. Save me, O God, for the waters have come up to my neck. I sink in deep mire. Where there is no standings, I have come into deep waters, where the floods overflow me. I am weary with my crying. My throat is dry. My eyes fail while I wait for my God. Those who hate me without a cause are more than the hairs of my head. They are mighty who will destroy me, being my enemies wrongfully. Though I have stolen nothing, I still must restore it. O God, you know my foolishness, and my sins are not hidden from you. Let not those who wait for you, O Lord God of hosts, be ashamed because of me. Let not those who seek you be confounded because of me, O God of Israel. Because for your sake I have borne reproach, shame has covered my face. I have become a stranger to my brothers, and an alien to my mother's children. Because zeal for your house has eaten me up, and the reproaches of those who reproach you have fallen on me. When I wept and chastened my soul with fasting, then that became my reproach. I also make sackcloth my garment. I become a byword to them. Those who sit in the gate speak against me, and I am the song of the drunkards. But as for me, my prayer is to you, O Lord, in the acceptable time. O God, in the multitude of your mercy, hear me in the truth of your salvation. Deliver me out of the mire, and let me not sink. Let me be delivered from those who hate me, and out of the deep waters. Let not the flood water overflow me, nor let the deep swallow me up. And let not the pit shut its mouth on me. Hear me, O Lord, for your loving kindness is good. Turn to me according to the multitude of your tender mercies, and do not hide your face from your servant, for I am in trouble. Hear me speedily. Draw near to my soul and redeem it. Deliver me because of my enemies. You know my reproach, my shame, and my dishonor. My adversaries are all before you. Reproach has broken my heart, and I am full of heaviness. I looked for someone to take pity, but there was none, and for comforters, but I found none. They also gave me gall for my food, and for my thirst they gave me vinegar to drink. Let their table become a snare before them, and their well-being a trap. Let their eyes be darkened so that they do not see, and make their loins shake continually. Pour out your indignation upon them, and let your wrathful anger take hold of them. Let their dwelling place be desolate. Let no one live in their tents, for they persecute the ones you have struck, and talk of the grief of those you have wounded. Add iniquity to their iniquity, and let them not come into your righteousness. Let them be blotted out of the book of the living, and not be written with the righteous. But I am poor and sorrowful. Let your salvation, O God, set me up on high. I will praise the name of God with a song, and will magnify him with thanksgiving. This also shall please the Lord better than an ox or a bull, which has horns and hooves. The humble shall see this and be glad, and you who seek God, your heart shall live. For the Lord hears the poor, and does not displease his prisoners. Let heaven and earth praise him, the seas and everything that moves in them. For God will save Zion, and build the cities of Judah, that they may dwell there and possess it. Also the descendants of his servants shall inherit it, and those who love his name shall dwell in it. Whoa, I think I read that really fast. Oh, I did that in 46 minutes. I don't know if I just read too fast or it was just a shorter reading. That's so crazy. We're almost I think we're getting close to halfway in Psalms. I think 2 more days I will be, 1, 2, 3 more days. I will be halfway done with the Bible. That's insane. I think your reading got better. That time slowed down when you read. I'm clicking. Oh, was I not reading well? I know, I was kind of stumbling today. What's hard, I think sometimes it gets hard, like when I'm reading, I feel like I have like a lot, I'm like processing a lot, or just things are still, I have a lot on my mind. I haven't finished Psalms, but I finished just today's Psalms reading. I finished to chapter 69. So I think there's 150. So halfway is what, 75? But yeah, that was really fast. I think because they're shorter too. They're much shorter. But I'm hoping that this reading plan is made it pretty equal. I might just readjust it. I have this other plan that's like 30 days. I have 2 more days. I think I finish, so I'll probably finish on Tuesday. And it depends, because I think it might like hang one over on the Psalms. Like it might be like Psalm 50, 150, and then the next book, Proverbs. I might get raptured before you finishing all the books. I know. It's a crazy time. It's very possible. I know, it's been a crazy world lately. I was watching something recently. Oh, it's just the talk about aliens. There's a lot of people talking about aliens right now. That would spell panic for me. Well, you gotta accept Christ, and then you'll get to go too. yeah, why not? It's all coming to life right now. Like, it's just so, I feel like I look at the past years and different movements, different wars, and we're just so close. We saw your video. Oh, and that video, is it like 3 reasons why? Is that the video that you're talking about? The the thing about the video, when you do that video, it's basically that there's no reasons why. That's why. That's why I did that. So when the trend, I believe, is you say these is all the reasons. I've got 3 reasons why not to read the Bible in 2023, and so there's no reasons. So that's what the trend. At least that's what I got from the trend video. So I have no reasons not to read. I feel like the Bible is coming to life. The Bible is. It's like right before our eyes right now. I need to let go of this life. I'll pray for it to break. Yeah. There's a verse that I have in my daughter's room that I painted on the wall that says, "Set your mind on things above and not on earthly things." And I think it's just such a powerful verse because this is not our home. Like, this is a temporary place. Like, we only get a certain amount of time here. And what is it? 80? Maybe 80 years? Maybe 70. I don't know. It could be even less. But it is like a vapor. It is so fast. So fast. The times and now we need to read. Yes, we do. And I think it's not just like, oh, I need to read and I need to, get my life right, but we need hope. And Jesus brings hope. Jesus brings peace and love and joy in the hard times. So a lot of times, like, oh, I don't want to read the Bible. I'm not ready. I'm not living my life right. And it's like, no, you read the Bible, you become a Christian, you accept Christ, and He changes you. We can't change ourselves. Like, there's nothing we can do to change our hearts. Our hearts are so wicked. I think we have so much, we have to learn self-control. Like, we can't do it by ourselves. And that's why we accept Christ. And then He has His Holy Spirit pretty much teach us and dwell in us and out, pour out of us. And we're used on my Instagram. You know how they have those little words that you can put? It's not like a story, but it's like a word that you could put like in the messages and stuff. So I put today and I'm like, I am the paintbrush and He is the painter. Because sometimes we have this masterpiece, right? We have this art. I love painting. Like, when I'm inspired, it's really nice. When I'm not inspired, I have terrible paintings and I just paint over them. But I could paint this, right? And I could be like, I did such an amazing job. This is such a great painting. But we are the paintbrush. God is the painter. Like, I'm not the one that does the work. He does the work. We're just the tools that He uses. So I was just thinking about that today. Also, I've been thinking about painting a lot. I just want to paint. I painted over a mural that I did. And I want to paint something else on it. But I think I always just wait for like inspiration. I don't know, I have to be like I can't just paint. I don't know. I'm weird. I'm like, I need some sort of inspiration or picture in my mind that I already see, or even like a piece of a picture. Because sometimes I will start painting and I know what I want, but I don't really see the whole picture, and then it just comes out on the painting. But yeah, we are only paintbrushes. He's the painter. And that is so freeing. So freeing. If you're a paintbrush and you're in the hands of an amazing artist, you know the work's gonna be incredible. But yeah, I think that's so comforting. We also the paint. So I would think the paint would be more like the actions or the gifts that he gives us. So like if you are great at encouraging people, like that's the paint. If you're great at teaching, that's the paint. And then you have the finish work. That's how I would see it. At least today. I'm sure if I looked at it a different perspective, I could probably see it a little bit differently. Where we could be the paint. Because we're just the piece of the puzzle. It just depends how you look at it. Because I could see the paint. I could see the Holy Spirit or Jesus being like the painter. Or the paintbrush. And then we can be the paint. I just like to be in the paintbrush. I think too, like the works of the Spirit could be very. I don't know. That's a weird. I'm like, that's so random, guys. I'm very random. I think of a lot of different things. I'm like, I can't believe I'm in Psalms. I can't believe it's March and I'm in Psalms. That's a lot of books. Got like a couple more minutes. It's not bad to let thoughts run free and understanding these things. Eating food right now. Oh, what you eating? I'm hungry. I need to eat. But the only thing that I want to eat right now is like chips. That's all I'm craving. I tend to like eat. I don't know. I get into like food cravings. Now my stomach's growling. I don't know if you guys heard that. I didn't have my headphones on because they were bothering me. I don't know. I don't know if I have this too low or something's different about today's mic. I may have accidentally moved settings. Black pepper chicken and chicken fried rice with some soup. What? Are you like a chef? That sounds amazing. That's really good. That's takeout. I wish. That sounds amazing. That I'm like looking at them like, man. I was like, I need recipes now. I'm not a big I can cook, but I'm just not. I feel like cooking. There's a skill in cooking that you can follow directions, you can do everything right, and it could be decent. But if you don't have like love and passion for cooking, there's something that's different. I know people that are passionate, so passionate about cooking, and their food is amazing. And they don't have like some super special skills or anything, but just their passion. But then you have other people where it's like, oh yeah, that's good. It tastes good, but yeah. Don't cook when you're mad. I've done that before. It's not good. And they always say like if you make salsa and it's really spicy, they're like, oh, they were mad when they were cooking it. Sometimes, I don't know. I like spicy salsa, so I don't know. The black pepper chicken is good though. I'm food picky, although I like trying new food. Same thing with romance. Oh, that's a cute little puppy. I do like to try a lot of new foods, but I tend to eat the same thing all the time. right now it's been like in and out. Yesterday I got in and out. It's been hamburgers. I think hamburgers in general. Sometimes I eat like one thing. I could eat like one thing like every day. Like maybe not all meals the same thing, but like the same dinner all week. I can do that until I get bored of it. You get sick of eating the same thing? Well, I think I just wear it out. I don't necessarily like eat it all the time, but I will eat it for that week, or I would crave it. Like I was on like a hot wings. I really wanted hot wings, and I just kept getting hot wings and everything. Every time I was like, "Oh, what do you want?" "Oh, hot wings." I try to eat healthy. Yeah, that sounds really healthy. That sounds really, really healthy. I try to eat healthy, but I don't always. All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna have to take off. Thank you guys so much for joining. I really appreciate it. I'll be on Monday. Yeah, I believe I'll be on Monday. I'm just thinking like, is Monday a holiday? Oh, no, I won't be on Monday, but I'll be on Tuesday. Monday, because this past week I was supposed to have a fitness test for my kids. Thank you, Isaac, for the follow. And I won't be on Monday. If I do pop on, hopefully you have your notifications on. But I don't think I'm going to do Monday because I have a morning fitness test for my kids, and I have to be there like 10. So I won't make it in time if I come on. So for sure Tuesday, but we'll see on Monday how that works because of the rain postponed it to this week coming up. So I hope you have an amazing day. Take care. Have a great weekend.